Hello everyone. I want to do a summary of the 13th gen Intel AMD Ryzen 7000 series and of course the AMD Navi video cards that are coming up. Before I get into that, I want to tell you how I'm able to do this summary. It's based on common knowledge. When it comes to video gaming, usually a game will use more video card than processor. Because of that, the processor is the least likely to need an upgrade. Most of your mid-range to high-end processors right now can kick over 100 FPS. If you're below that FPS value, then it's highly likely it's the video card or some other part causing the issue. Keyword highly likely. So just make sure you check your system if that's the case. The other common knowledge I want to get into is how long people keep their PCs. So if a person buys a gaming PC, odds are they'll keep it to 3 to 5 years before buying a new one. They might upgrade it a little bit in that 3 to 5 years, but the original system stays with them for 3 to 5 years. So whenever you see something like this tweet, and we'll get into it in a minute, keep in mind that while something may not have a use now, it has a use more than likely in 3 to 5 years. With that out of the way, let me go and get into what's being talked about with this tweet. This tweet is from a person over at Overclocking Hardware Forums. OCH for short is the nickname to that forum. And he is confirming that AMD's Navi 31 will support DisplayPort 2.1. I think that's a typo and they meant DisplayPort 2.0, but regardless, let's just say it's 2.0 or 2.1. It's still more of an offering than what you're getting from Nvidia, because you can even see in this screen capture with the tweet that the 4090 only has 1.4A DisplayPort. That's kind of problematic, or at least annoying to see on a $1,600 video card. If you're buying a video card that's costing $1,600, it should come with all the extras on it. But that's just me. So keep in mind that 3 to 5 years. Because yes, while it might not be possible to use DisplayPort 2.0 or 2.1 right now, that might change in 3 to 5 years. Knowing that, it seems like to me that AMD has a better offering with video cards. However, only time will tell. We'll look at benchmarks and everything, but just based on the fact that you're getting a better connection between your monitor and computer is a pretty big deal. It means that AMD has out-teched Nvidia. So, yeah, that's the Navi 31, which I think is the 7900 XT. Somebody can double check that for me. But we're going to move on for right now. Okay, so here is the Intel 13th Gen i5 K model. You can see in its specifications, it's 6 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores, which is a lot to be seeing in an i5. Knowing this, I would say that the Intel 13th Gen will likely be the budget gaming platform, simply because you're getting a lot of cores for an i5, which I think is probably going to be lower than the stated cost of, what is it, 319? Yeah, because there's going to be other i5 models in that stack, and I think maybe one of them could get down to 250. So if you can get a 6 and 8 core, well, I should say 6 plus 8 core i5 for $250, that would be a great value on the processor side of things. And then, of course, because it can use DDR4, that furthers the cost reduction. However, I don't know if that cost reduction is going to be balanced out by the increased power usage, because you'll notice that even when it's using DDR4, it's 125 watts. It's 181 of DDR5. That's what that specification sheet from this website is showing. If you'll notice, the competition is 105 watts. So I don't know if that will be a factor in the costs because of you needing a bigger power supply, but I just thought I would point that out. So yes, Intel for budget, gaming and streaming. Let's talk about AMD now. As far as AMD is concerned, I think that this processor, well, and platform, is going to be the long-term platform. If you can spend the money into AMD Ryzen, I think that in the long run, it will serve you better simply because of the fact that they haven't even released their Vcache models or the APUs. AMD did say that in their 2023 roadmap, it's possible that the Vcache models of this would come out, and then they confirmed the desktop APUs would be 2023. So confirmation on APU, but no confirmation on Vcache for 2023. However, the fact that you can move to something like that at a later date is why I'm saying that it's probably going to be the long-term platform, simply because it's giving you more options with the processor and how you want to handle things. I think that there's another factor here, and of course I'll have to wait for specifications, but I think that if the video cards are going to be a low wattage in comparison to Nvidia, it might just be possible that AMD might do more than long-term platform for this year. It might also be super friendly to small form factor builds, which will be ITX or MATX. If that's the case, then I'm all for that because, as I pointed out in the last recording regarding Starforge and the brand name companies, you can save money on shipping by using an MATX. Simply because it's a smaller platform, or case size, I guess I should say. And not only that, the motherboards for the platforms are usually cheaper with MATX than ATX. So yes, if they're friendly towards the small form factors, that's another huge win for AMD. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking things are going to go for now. But like I said, of course, time will tell. We'll have to wait for benchmarks. Just keep in mind, though, that at the end of the day, it's more than likely any of the new processor this year are going to be over 100 frames anyways. What's really important is going to be the video cards. Those are the launches we really need to focus on. But that's all I have. Thanks for listening.